run away and never return.
Rewatchable movies. You know those films you could practically quote by heart, yet somehow they never get old?
Ah, yes, the comfort food of cinema.
Precisely. Our listener sent in a whole stack of sources on this, even including The Lion King as a prime example. Simba, Scar, Hakuna Matata. I mean, who doesn't love a good circle of life story?
A classic for a reason.
But our listener wasn't content with just a list of favorites. They wanted to go deeper, to understand the WHY. What makes certain movies so endlessly rewatchable?
Well, it's definitely more complex than simple nostalgia, though that certainly plays a part.
Right, like there's got to be more to it than just, oh, I remember watching that as a kid.
Exactly. One key factor the research pointed to is how rewatchable movies often tap into universal experiences. Coming-of-age stories are a great example. Think about films like E.T., Back to the Future, The Breakfast Club, even Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Oh, those are some top-tier picks right there.
Absolutely. They resonate because they capture those awkward, exhilarating, and sometimes painful transitions we all go through growing up.
It's like they perfectly bottle that feeling of being on the cusp of adulthood, trying to figure out who you are and where you fit in.
And it's not just about the story they're telling, it's how they tell it. Think about those iconic scenes. Marty McFly rocking out on stage, Ferris leading that parade through Chicago, the Breakfast Club's fist pump of defiance in the schoolyard.
Chills?
Right. Those moments hit us on such a visceral level because they capture the raw emotions of those experiences. The desire for independence, the thrill of rebellion, the yearning for connection.
And sometimes you just need a good escape from reality. Which brings us to another category of rewatchables. Pure escapism.
Yes. Jurassic Park immediately comes to mind.
Oh, absolutely. Dinosaurs, adventure, what's not to love.
But the magic of that film goes beyond the dinosaurs themselves. It's the meticulous sound design, the groundbreaking visual effects. Spielberg created an entire immersive experience.
You're not just watching it, you're feeling it.
Exactly. You're right there in the Jeep with them, feeling the ground shake as the T-Rex approaches. Speaking of feeling alongside characters, another key ingredient in rewatchable movies is, well, relatable characters.
Yeah.
And I think The Breakfast Club actually provides a perfect example here.
It does seem to tick all the boxes.
It really does. And it's worth digging a little deeper into why. Each character embodies a classic high school stereotype. The brain, the athlete, the basket case, the princess, the criminal. But the film brilliantly peels back those layers to reveal their vulnerabilities. We see the pressure on the jock to succeed, the insecurities hiding beneath the popular girl's facade, the loneliness of the brainy kid. They're not just stock characters, they're fully realized people. And their struggles to connect, to understand each other despite their differences, that resonates with anyone who's ever felt like an outsider.
And I think that's what makes those kinds of movies feel like friends. They offer a sense of comfort, of familiarity. Like, I have my go-to comfort film, can't tell you what it is, got to keep some secret.
Of course, of course.
But it's one I always turn to when I need a little pick-me-up. The humor is sharp, the characters are flawed but lovable, and it always leaves me feeling optimistic about life, you know?
That sense of hope is definitely another element that keeps us coming back. It reminds us that even in the darkest of times, there's always a glimmer of light, a possibility of redemption. A movie like The Shawshank Redemption comes to mind. I mean, talk about a bleak situation.
Yeah, prison doesn't exactly scream feel-good movie.
Right. But the film's message of resilience, of the human spirit's ability to endure and even triumph, that's incredibly powerful. And then there are those films that act as a kind of mirror to our own lives, reflecting our growth and changing perspectives. Forrest Gump, with its sweeping historical backdrop, is a great example. Events that might have been background noise in our younger years, the Vietnam War, Watergate, they take on new meaning as we mature.
It's like you're watching it through a different lens each time.
Precisely. And it prompts us to reflect on how those events shaped our own worldviews. It's fascinating how the same film can resonate so differently over time. Even something like The Lion King, which we often categorize as a children's movie.
Yeah, it's definitely got that Disney charm.
It does. But it also explores themes of loss, responsibility, finding one's place in the world. And those themes hit differently when you've actually experienced them firsthand.
Like Hakuna Matata takes on a whole new meaning after a few rough years, huh?
You got it. So, deep divers. We've given you the list, we've explored the whys, now it's your turn. What movie from the list are you going to revisit now? Or maybe there's one that didn't make the cut, but fits all these elements even better.
Ooh, good question. I'm already making my watch list.
And here's one final thought to ponder as you hit play. You're not the same person who first saw that movie. Your experiences, your heartbreaks, your triumphs, they all color how you view the story. Pay attention to what stands out now, what resonates differently. You might be surprised by what your favorite film reveals about why you this time around.